The Once Upon a Time Dragon, a book by Jack Kent. There was once a dragon named Sam, who was very fond of bedtime stories. He liked them so much that he went to bed 87 times a day, so it was almost always time for another story. Wow, really likes books. The stories he liked best were, of course, the ones with dragons in them. Sam noticed that the dragons often turned out to be a handsome prince under a magic spell. Sam wondered whether he might be a handsome prince under a magic spell, but he thought it unlikely. There aren't many handsome princes in the world these days, but he wondered whether he might be a reasonably good-looking president or even a famous rock star. Whenever he thought about the possibility of becoming a man, Sam got so excited that he breathed fire. And the more he thought about it, the surer he became that he was under a magic spell. But how was he to become a man? He tried everything he could think of. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't break the spell. Then one day, he was something exciting in a magazine. He saw something exciting, and he breathed a little bit of fire, I suppose. It was an advertisement for a bodybuilding course, and it said, "Be the man you want to become, guaranteed in only 30 days." Sam subscribed to the course, and while he was waiting for it to come in the mail, he tried to decide what man he wanted to become. Who's who? That's cute. The happiest man Sam knew was Mr. Johnson, who sat on a park bench on warm afternoons and fed popcorn to the pigeons. "That's the man I want to become," said Sam. So when the package arrived, he worked hard on the bodybuilding course. 1, 2, 3, oh, push, go. And sure enough, in only 30 days, he became the man he wanted to become. That was a bit annoying to Mr. Johnson, who rather logically argued that he had thought of it first. "Hello, Mr. Johnson." "Hi, Mr. Johnson." However, he wasn't a selfish man, and finally agreed to share. So Mr. Johnson fed the pigeons on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and every other Saturday. Sam took his place on the other days. The pigeons couldn't tell the difference. Who would you become? One day, Sam forgot whose turn it was and went to the park on Mr. Johnson's day. He got so upset that he breathed fire, not having broken himself of the habit. Uh-oh. "That's very clever," said Mr. Johnson. "Have you ever thought of joining the circus?" "Not yet," said Sam, "but I will." He's going to give it some thought if he should be in the circus. And he thought of it on his very next afternoon off from feeding the pigeons. Sam went to the circus manager's office and breathed fire for him. The manager was slightly singed, but very impressed. "We'll take ya," the manager said. Sam got the job with the circus. And soon became the star attraction. Everybody came to the man who breathed fire. Even Mr. Johnson came sometimes. You see him? Here's Mr. Johnson. And the dragon, Mr. Johnson. But Sam, the fire-breathing dragon, Mr. Johnson, was so busy being famous that he neglected his bodybuilding exercises. And one day, during the matinee performance, he turned back into a dragon. Sam lost his job at the circus. After all, there isn't any novelty in a dragon breathing fire. Mr. Johnson said he was so sorry Sam wasn't a man anymore. But Sam didn't care. "I'm much more comfortable just being myself," he said. On warm afternoons, you will find Sam and Mr. Johnson sitting together on a park bench. They take turns feeding popcorn to the pigeons and reading bedtime stories to each other. And the stories they like best are the ones with dragons in them. The end. How'd you like that book? Was it pretty good? You can subscribe if you like. Have a good day or night. Bye-bye.